round of the Trackstars Formula 3 series. 9 rounds gone, 10th round about to proceed, and we've finally crowned a series winner. As always, joining me in the combox is Nick Patasso. Mate, I don't know about you, but I couldn't miss this round.
Oh mate, it's just been an amazing season, no matter what. From the first round at Road Atlanta, all the way up to the last round at the Nürburgring. So plenty of drama throughout the whole season, but only two men have stood out through this whole championship, Ryan. It's this man here we're on screen, Purton, and then the man that's currently sitting fourth in the practice session, James. It's going to be a classic title battle between the two of them. All Purton needs to do is just finish this sprint race to be crowned champion, but it's all going to come down to qualifying, which will be coming up in the next 3 minutes time. But the season has been pretty long and it's been really awesome. It's a great way to start 2023 with an awesome championship. Get some lower tier drivers, get some running in our Trackstars Racing Series campaign. It's all about just really getting them a bit of a drive, have a bit of fun, see what they like, see what the cars and challenges they bring towards them. And hey, you know, it's been, I think, I will say, like, I think we've seen some of the best racing in Trackstars, all thanks to our Formula 3 drivers.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, they've been having it on their hammer and tong for the last 9 rounds. You know, like they got one more round to go, and you know it's not over yet. As you said, but all he really needs to do is finish this race. So you know, and then he'll be crowned winner. So I think with him, it'll definitely give him quite a confidence boost, and with that as well, that'll then push him up into F2 for next year. So yeah, he's definitely going to give it a red hot crack. So I've got the current standing on the screen now. So we've got Purton on 2,220 and then James 2,034. So the only person that can beat Purton at this point is James, but that depends on how Purton goes in this first race. So yeah.
Absolutely, and it's only 186 separating the two drivers, and you think 186, that's a comfortable margin, but trust me, anything goes. Doesn't matter if you've got yourself a full grid of drivers or you've got 6 very competitive drivers in Formula 3. It's all about just trying to get the car off the line, as we've seen a few times in the Formula cars are really hard to get off the line, and I don't know how, but I feel like both the MSR VL boys, not trying to brag or anything, but they do have that start procedure working really good wonders to their advantage over the WTC boys. Because the last few rounds we've seen, WTC start procedures just hasn't been as strong as what we've seen from both Purton and Hedges.
Yeah, for sure. You know, maybe having a lot of you guys helping out these boys, it's given them a bit better confidence. But you know, I think any car really is hard to get off the line unless you really know how to get it off the line. But yeah, I think maybe Purton and Hedges understand the car a little bit more. Maybe that's kind of where it goes up. But James comes a little bit further back in the race. But yeah, that start is definitely pretty good.
100% right, and we're just about to hit the top of the hour, and we are about to get qualifying underway. 6 drivers joining us tonight, but it's all about the focal point between WTC Racing and MSR VL Racing. So WTC have an extra artillery in their lineup with Tony Griffin joining us for the final round here at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, which is only located 50 minutes west or east of Trafalgar Square in the city centre of London. So I guess in a way it's quite a familiar territory for one of our legendary commentators, Adam Welling. He always goes around, drives to Kent, and goes to some race meetings here at Brands Hatch. And hopefully one day we might be able to get him back in the Trackstars Racing Series commentary booth.
Yeah, we do miss Adam. We do love having Adam around, but yeah, we do miss him, and he obviously, yeah, as you said, he does have the pleasure of going to these tracks and having these tracks so close to him, you know, the world-renowned tracks. Me, I've got Eastern Creek close to me, but who knows Eastern Creek outside of anyone who lives in Sydney, so yeah, I do believe it was at Spa yeah, you know, he's the old thing. You know, you live in Australia, you drive 4 hours down the road, you go from Sydney to Canberra, and Adam will drive 4 hours down the road, he'll go from England to like South America.
That's right.
It's a good old thing of living over in Europe. So.
Oh, 100%. Everything's just so accessible with all the transport and, you know, just easy with the bullet train and getting, you know, flights from Ryanair very cheap, you know, not even like, I think it's like £40 a ticket or something like that. Or like on or even like, you know, you get like your occasional £20 tickets like during the week. So incredibly cheap to be able to travel around Europe. But I guess for someone like Adam, you know, I guess that's his lifestyle. That's the way he operates, and that's why he's highly regarded as one of the top commentators in both sim world, and I guess you could say one of the best independent commentators in Britain today. I guess you could definitely challenge David Croft and Miles Brunner for all the jobs as Formula One commentators. In a way, but as we come through, we're about to go for a hot lap with Purton as he comes through Graham Hill Bend for the first time, just trying to set himself up for a very good lap here. Coming into Surtees, it's a very tricky off-camber corner. Really, it's trying to run the car wide, but you still find a bit of traction there, just not too wide. And then there's a big gravel trap with Hagen on the right-hand side. Coming onto this long straight. These guys go flat, or they lift off, and these cars are not too sure. Just a downshift, lift off. Not enough downforce on these cars. I was actually surprising because low horsepower, I would assume there'd be a lot of downforce speed coming through those corners.
Nah, the tune under the BOP isn't the greatest, but yeah, they are probably running a little bit faster than what you would want if you were going to go flat. Maybe take horsepower about 50-60 k's if you ever go flat. But hot lap this thing at Nürburgring, and yeah, I really praise it to these guys. Like, to put in a full season in this thing, you know, I'm definitely a lot happier in my F2 car, that's for sure.
Absolutely. As we see the first representative lap time come through, it's 1 minute 26.3. So very good start there for Purton. We'll have to wait and see what the overall times we're going to get. Carter's just come through to the line, and we get himself into the 1 minute 27 flats. Griffin has come through with a 1 minute 27.8. Liam, 1 minute 28.29. James, 1 minute 30.0. And Hedges so far not setting a representative lap time, and maybe made a mistake on that lap, unfortunately. But still early days, but so far the advantage goes to Purton, DJ.
Yeah, he's definitely showing why he's leading the championship at the moment. So I think this corner here where Carter's going through, you can either make the apex, or if you don't make the apex, you miss it by a country mile. You can park a house in between the apex and your car. You know, it's a really hard one, believe it or not, to get right. People say, oh, you know, there's this corner that's hard, mate. I find that probably one of the hardest corners in the tracks that we race, to try and hit that apex, you know, every race. But especially this one here, coming up as well, it's blind. You can't see a thing. You just kind of got to hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very blind corner. You kind of, more or less, you kind of have to guess, and especially now what we see later on with Formula Track Stars, where they'll be going through full speed through most of these corners. It's only just either just a slight lift off the brake and then just back on the throttle, or it's just essentially flat. And it's credit to the Formula Track Star boys that would be able to get all that speed from it. It's incredible. And it looks like no one's able to improve on their lap times here, so maybe track conditions are getting a bit slower, but we do see James has actually improved up into, I believe that is still in P5, okay, so I thought he would have moved up a couple of positions, but he did set himself a 1 minute 29 flat, so still not really getting close to Purton, but the times are actually pretty close amongst the field, I would say.
Yeah, the times are pretty spread out at the moment. Purton looks like he really turned in a lap there, so he's probably put in quite a lot of practice, knowing, you know, his championship kind of relies on this race. So I think, you know, it may show as well, he may have a better understanding of the car too. You know, that's the old thing. Yeah. Once you get to know the car, what limits you can push, and all that kind of stuff, it definitely makes for some better racing. On your point there, guys, I didn't bring up Bathurst because nearly every driver in the world knows Bathurst. I meant, like, you know, like, oh, Carter, mate. It's not might be a Red Bull Junior car, but it's not a Honda. Might need to keep it on the black stuff. But yeah, you know, every driver in the world knows Bathurst, and they all want to have a go, but it's just a matter of getting there. But yeah, as I did hear from Kaiser during the week as well, saying he was helping out Burton, but it looks like that may have paid off for him. So he's currently 7 tenths faster than Carter. So yeah, I'm thinking if Burton gets a good start, he'll just go start to finish there in first. So we'll wait and see on that.
Yeah, he's definitely been getting his start procedures very down pat, as we mentioned in earlier broadcasts. But as we see Carter coming through, I mean, I always keep thinking, just like, man, what a challenge it would have been to actually have Carter in this championship fight, because he's been putting on a lot of. He's the only man who's actually been able to put that pressure on Burton from losing a championship. And I believe he missed 2 rounds, unfortunately. So Carter is a little bit in no man's world. He's just racing for pride, basically racing for points. And if there was a team championship, you know, he'd be racing for a team championship. But it is solo racing here in Formula 3, and you know, the form comes late for Carter, but unfortunately it's just too little too late for car 23.
Yeah, you know, these guys have been putting in a very solid slog there for the season. So some boys did miss a couple of rounds. I believe Carter missed 1 or 2 rounds. Griffin missed 2 rounds. So yeah, we've got Mrs. Purden in the chat saying no, he wasn't. So good to see that we've got partners tuning in. So definitely good to see some support from families and stuff like that. So.
Well, if it is your first time, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. Welcome to Track Stars Racing Series. It is the final round of round 10 for the Track Stars Formula 3. And as we see there, James has actually improved his lap time, but still not able to move up in position. There, Hedges as well, so still stuck in P6. But if you are tuning in for the first time, just make sure you do hit the like on the stream, and just subscribe to the Track Stars Racing Series YouTube channel, where we'll be bringing you all the rest of the action here for the Formula Track Stars, as well as the conclusion of Formula 3. And next time out, next week, is going to be the finale of both Formula 2 and the main series at the beautiful, picturesque Saint-Croix, where we're running the B layouts in France in a week's time. But our focus here is in Kent for Brands Hatch. We've only got ourselves a minute and a half to go, DJ. So who's looking to be posing a threat for Burton's pole position?
Wow. At the moment, kind of not really anyone, but Carter really impeded James there, coming on the back straight. He just went around the right hook, and Carter was doing a bit of a spin, so straight on the racing line, and James ran off. So yeah, that was definitely a big moment.
Close indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and becomes very crucial as well, because if you look at obviously if you look where Burton is, he's starting in P1, and at the end of this, if James finishes 5th at the end of qualifying, come the race, you know, the points difference between the two of them, as I mentioned, is 186 points. So if Burton actually wins this race, he will be champion no matter what. So it's all in the hands of Burton to really get the launch off the car and really get himself that advantage. But we've only got about 30 seconds to go for this qualifying. Carter's just slowed his car down a little bit, starting to get the grass off his tyres, and he'll be putting in those hot laps in. As we see, Hedges actually improve on his last lap at 1 minute 27.9, so he's quite a fair bit margin away from Carter, but he's going to be trying all he can to try and get himself up the front row, and I guess make it a MSR VL12, which will make the team quite happy.
He did just go. He's gone purple through the third sector. So he was green through sector 1 and 2, and he's just gone purple there. So we'll wait and keep an eye on Hedges and see what he can do.
Absolutely, and we'll also use the second view camera just to keep an eye on James as well as Carter. So James is coming through to Sterling's for the last time. It's going to be all about him trying to improve on his laps. I don't see any improvements so far, but as we see Griffin come through to the line, he hasn't improved his lap time at all. We have James coming through onto the straight now through Brabham Straight. Is he going to find any lap time on his fastest lap? He does improve, but still stays 6th place. So let's look up towards Hedges. Did he find any improvements on his lap time?
No,
he
he
didn't,
ran off at the last corner. You get to see it.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, he was green through the floor sector, so he did lose a bit of time.
Ah, that's unlucky. But there we go. The advantage goes to Purden, DJ, and his I believe, and that was interesting. His first lap was the fastest lap.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. Maybe obviously the green tires kind of really helped him out in that one, but yeah, sorry about that. It's been a bit of a long day, but as we run through the grid here, we've got Purden who qualified on pole to add another one to the list. Carter in 2nd, Hedges in 3rd, Griffin in 4th, Liam in 5th, and James in 6th. So it's currently a MSR, VL, and WTC Racing front row, which I'm pretty sure has been quite a trend lately in the last probably 6 rounds or so. But you're outnumbered this round, my friend. It's currently 3-2 to WTC. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
but the key advantages are 1st and 3rd, and the key player in this championship, James, starting in 6th place. So he's got a lot of work to do. It is currently, I would say, more or less regarded as like the Hungaroring in Hungary and Monaco, where it's very hard to find any opportunistic overtaking. But if there's any way that overtaking can be done, it can definitely be done by James. As we're about to get the race underway for the final time for the sprint race here at Trackstars Formula 3. So stay tuned for the next 8 laps. Can Purden finally clinch the title that he's going to be crowning himself at the end of Formula 3 championship here in Trackstars Racing Series? 6 drivers willing to compete, but it's only going to come down to 2 drivers, Purden versus James. Purden on pole, James at the back row of the grid. What can he do as we wait for those lights to go green? And we are underway. Green flag racing. Purden's got the perfect launch, and he's bringing his teammate along, but Carter's going to put the car into the inside, has to go around the outside, but Hedges has got a great run. Is he going to be able to send a move going through Druids for the first time? He's thinking about a move there, but he can't do it. So he's able to back himself up a little bit, losing time to Griffin and James. And Liam's actually dropped down a little bit as we see, a bit of congestion there between 1st and 3rd place. Hedges almost loses the car there on the exit of Graham Hill for the first time. Griffin will take that opportunistic moment to take P3 away from Hedges, and James is about up to 3-3, and there's contact between a couple of drivers there. A bit of a spin for Hedges. Let's see if we can catch what happened there. He may have just lost it on the inside curbing, but we'll find out, DJ.
Yeah, I think it was a bunch of mixed with inside curbing. Yeah, it's exactly all it was.
Ooh, that's very unlucky. I'll be very interested to see what was going on in James's point of view as well there. So he dropped down to 5th place. See if we can find that replay on his end. So we'll wait. Let's see what happens. So he's a fair way back from Hedges. Hedges really takes that inside line. Oh yeah, James has just got nowhere to go, DJ. He was just a sitting passenger, unfortunately. So no harm done on his end. I guess that's just play resume for him. He's got Liam ahead of him, so he needs to try and get way through. Oh, Liam really puts it in through to the capture on the left-hand side. What a save by Liam there for It's Racing Esports. Yeah, actually, you could say in a way, it's WTC versus MSR versus It's Racing in the final round of the Formula Championship. It's quite funny.
Yeah, which it would be at the front, but the It's Racing boys in main series, but the It's Racing boys have had a bit of a rough time so far, so they're just trying to scavenge back whatever points they can get. But I did see Liam on the run to Druids actually run on the outside, and he gained like 2 positions from it, but then lost it on corner exit. So yeah, if he had maybe kept the momentum up a little bit, he could have got maybe 2 or 3 positions just in which essentially on the outside of Druids is fair play. There isn't much grip out there.
No, absolutely. He did a very good job there. As we are on lap 2 of 8, this is definitely what Purden wanted. He's got clean air. He's got a clean gap behind him. He's only got Carter, so he's not worried about Carter in the championship at all. So if he loses his position to Carter, all he needs to do is make sure that James finishes at least behind him, because it's going to be just going off the quick maths, he needs to finish. If he finishes P2, James will need to finish P3 to have any chance of clinching the title in that final round. But it's going to be it's very unlikely for James coming on a lap 3 of 8, as he's set a purple lap there, so he's gone purple, but Carter just went faster there, so only by a few tenths. Oh, it looks like he just got a little bit tail happy there, not getting the paddock hill quite right on Carter's end there, so it's just dropped back a bit, but I guess in a way it's kind of like, you can kind of see like between Carter and Burton in these late stages, we see a disconnect from somebody, or we missed out on something. No, I believe that was an entry by someone else.
Yeah, it was probably more or less an entry by someone else. But well, that turn 1 there, I think Carter just lost the rear, which is pretty common to happen here at Green Touch. So you know, it's really off camber. You're hanging wide. You're off camber still. Then you push into the inside. The camber corner changes. It's just crazy. You try and keep the mid-corner speed up, and you just drift out wide. But Hedges has maybe potentially made another mistake there. He's dropped 9.8 seconds behind Liam, who battled on James. So looks like he's made a bit of a mistake. But from what I can see, James is kind of really moving up.
Oh, he's just run wide as we just catch the camera on him. But I will say, Andreas is really impressive so far. He's leading in 4th place. He's got the pace, and he's actually really applying the pressure on Griffin for a podium spot here. So fair play to him. He got the perfect run on the first lap, and he's really showing competitive pace here in this sprint race. We're about just to go 5 laps to go, but he's really come to life on this racetrack. So it's a very secret track that Liam likes compared to the other drivers amongst the field.
Yeah, it's good to see him. Good to see him up there. You know, he hasn't had the best run so far this year, but you know, tried to work with him during the season. But yeah, I've just been busy and stuff like that. But you know, seeing him here, he looks to be maybe on his first podium in F3. So he's really in the clutches there of Griffin. So I think he's actually lapping quicker than Griffin is too. So anything's possible with 4 laps to go at the end of this one. But the other thing is as well, but it's so hard to pass around here. As Liam goes around the outside there.
Beautiful move there. Oh, a little bit of contact made from Griffin, and I'll just to say, you know what, you made the move, but I'm just going to make sure I feed you onto the grass there. Griffin looks like he took too much curving, and look at the gap opening up, and Liam's just come through. Oh, good squeeze there by Griffin. But a great move there by Liam. Kept it onto the tarmac, and was given a good car widths between those two, and some great racing there. I think that's definitely a great move there, and I would say that's probably like one of his best moves in his racing career so far for Liam, also known as Latigator for its Racing Esports, onto the podium so far with half race to go, with about 4 laps to go. Still got Purden and Carter leading the way in 1st and 2nd, and then we have Liam in 3rd place. So a brilliant move there, going through Dingledale before Sheen. He's done really good just to get that gap through, and I believe there Griffin may have just let James go. There you go. So a bit of a swapping in positions there. So he's trying his best to try and give James an opportunity to try and catch Liam, but as well, if the person makes a mistake, and if he makes a mistake, then he might still try and get that championship fight. But Purden with about coming through the Sheen curve here, this is what his pace is like. He's got a bit of a dab on the brakes, down to 3rd gear, and I guess in a way, like, you're leading over Carter, you've got yourself a march, he's gone purple again. I mean, the man's just putting in such fast laps, it's incredible. And he's on for another fast lap, DJ. What a season he's had, and the challenges that he's had with James, with Carter, with anyone, even with Robinson and Dargan at the early stages of his career. And he's outlasted them all, and again, another fastest lap. And it just shows what a competitor he is.
Yeah, I was just looking at a couple of his inputs there, and he's really doing really well with the car. You know, the problem is, you know, when the car's low powered, you kind of need to keep as much speed as you can. He's kind of dabbing the brake coming into the corner, washing the speed off, but then still using the momentum to get into the corner. And that's essentially what's given him a 26.9. So, and he's gone purple again. So he's definitely understood the car, and it looks like he's from where he started at the start of the F3 season. He's come a very long way. I know I'm for a rival team, but
I'm
yeah.
looking through from the previous results, and yeah, like he finished for him and Hedges, they both finished 6th and 7th overall in the first round at Atlanta. They were nowhere near amongst the field there. They really struggled, and even through the preseason testing, they were really struggling. And he's just putting on just clinics. This is just like
this
very.
is
This
going
is
to be
very.
a low 26 too. He's gone nearly 6/10 purple through that sector.
He's come through, get the curving nicely through Clark Curve onto Brabham Straight. Is he going to set himself another fast lap here into the 26 and boom, right there.
What a lap.
He's
Lost a little bit of time through that last corner, but yeah, that's a clinical lap there. He's just pulled out
Just
of
showing
the
off,
3.5
DJ.
second gap. Yeah, he is. He really is, and he flashed his lights as always. But yeah, as you said, you know, from Road Atlanta to now, he's just really put in the time, and he's doing an outstanding job. But yeah, unfortunately, as well as he's going, my move of the night, or move of the season so far, has got to be Liam trying on Griffin at the back. So yeah, it's hard enough to do in a car that's got high downforce, let alone in these cars. So
and he's gapped James as well, which is incredible. So the challenge, the title fight that James has been putting on Burton, and Liam's just gapping him. I don't know. I'm not so sure what the gap is between him and Carter, because if he's actually reeling in Carter, then this will bring in a spicy feature race with if you bring Liam into the top.
It's about 12 seconds between Carter and James, ish, roughly, nearly 13 seconds. But yeah, Liam's, yeah, as you said there, guys, and Liam's best drive, 100%, man. Like, he's doing so well. He's currently on for his PB too, which is going to be a high 26. So, you know,
Carter's up there, so he's not far off it. So
he's only 5 seconds ahead, so he's pulled a chunk of time.
Well, let's see what his lap time is as Carter comes through to the finish line to start his final lap there. So he's 1 minute 28.9 versus here's 27.1. Yeah, just incredible pace that he's showing. So this is going to bring a very nice start to the feature race here. But also as well, he'll be tying up his overall best result if he gets finishes in 3rd place. This will be his 3rd podium in Formula 3, so he's done a very good job here. So he had a very good weekend at round 5 at Dragon Trail Seaside, and now he's going to put on a very good drive here at Brands Hatch for the sprint race. But we have to keep our eyes on Perth. He's about to start. He's starting his final lap. He's coming through for the last time through the back section of the hill through Hawthorne, and as he's coming through into Westfield and then through Sheen Curve for the final time. I mean, it's very lovely to see how a championship has brought drivers into this series, and it's really important just to have all the drivers involved in Trackstars Racing Series to get themselves involved, drive some cars, have some fun, battle it out. And as he's coming through to Clark Curve for the final time, he's got himself a very clean exit, and for the first time in Trackstars Formula 3 in season 2023, Hurton takes victory in the sprint race and is the unofficial champion of Formula 3 with only 1 race to go. But he's clinched the title here, ladies and gentlemen. Hurton takes that championship. Carter finishes in 2nd, and we have Liam rounding up the podium. So a very good result there. Hands off to Hassel James in P4, finishing up what has been an awesome championship. Griffin in 5th and Hedges in 6th. But there it is, DJ. It is unofficial, but so far it is looking very good with Purton finishing in 1st place.
Yeah, definitely. He's put on a clinical performance there, as it says there, pole position, clean race. Should have been fastest lap too, but maybe he might have got robbed of that. But we'll wait and see there. But yeah, he did get fastest lap, so clean race bonus, fastest lap, and pole position. So yeah, solid performance there by Purden. As you said, unofficial champion. We'll wait and see on what the feature race brings. But yeah, solid performance there by all the boys and Liam. I think he started fifth or sixth down the back, so he made some positions up. So granted the pace that he had over Carter, maybe he might be on for a P2 and maybe challenging. Put a couple of the shoulders out and challenge Purton for a bit of a win there. But yeah, so solid performance there from the boys. Unfortunate for Hedges and Griffin, obviously, but it looks like Hedges actually brought back a lot of time on Griffin there. So yeah, he's
Yeah,
done well.
absolutely. And yeah, unfortunately, that is going to seal P1 in the championship. But obviously, we never want to win. It's never official until the last race, DJ. So we always say we can't be popping the champagne just yet here in the MSR garage. But you know, he's won the race. He's done what he needed to do. He's got one more race to go. He could be potentially on for a clean sweep yet again because the pace that he's had over Carter is incredible. And I'm seriously looking forward to this feature race. It's the last race. Hats off to everyone that's come here tonight. And this is now going to be a good slugging between the two boys for that feature race. Who's going to take out the victory? The championship's already done, so it's all about pride. It's all about getting that last race in Track Stars Formula 3 before the new season starts in 2024. So who will take out the feature race? 15 laps here around this 3.1 kilometre circuit here at Brands Hatch, located in Kent, West Kingston. Tune in very shortly as we bring the feature race to you very shortly.
Alright, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I've actually got an F3 car this time, not an X Red Bull 2019.
What do you plan to use, DJ? Cockpit cam, or are you going to just run the lazy view?
Run cockpit cam, mate. We did 12 hours of Monza yesterday in cockpit cam. We'll see how this goes.
It's like coming through Druids for the hot lap here. It's very interesting. It is actually a very strange line that you have to take there. You can't really take the inside line. It's kind of like planting the car in the middle of the track and get a late apex on the exit of Druids, and then coming through to Surtees here. This is a really tricky one here. I have a feeling it is a very late apex, so you can get the power down, run onto the curbs there. A fantastic job there, DJ. Smart driving there. And then they're coming through to Hawthorn. It's very hard. Like, obviously we've seen the drivers lifting off and just braking the car, keeping in 5th gear. Some drivers use 4th gear during the race there, I guess, for the extra turn in.
Oh my god!
Good save there through Westfield. Well done there. And then they're coming up to Sheen Curve, the blind curve here, the blind corner. Very hard to judge where the corner is, but you have to turn it in early and hope that the corner's there and you don't get yourself a half-second penalty. And then through Sterling's onto Clark Curve, coming through to about almost 200 kilometres an hour, just over 200 kilometres an hour there from Clark Curve onto Brabham Straight, and that is a full hot lap here. Presented to you by Mr. Ryan Palmer there. So well done, my friend there. Good lap there. That's actually not bad. Let's see how you go for a hot lap. he's messed up Paddock Hill, ladies and gentlemen. But he's kept it on. He's kept it on the track. He didn't make the gravel trap. Coming through the Druids here. Yeah, I feel like Druids is really hard to get right, because whether you just go hug the inside the entire way or you just take the middle of the track for a late apex.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Even that's like semi-blind as well. But this one is, yeah, it's definitely the hardest one, I think. Even though I've got it kind of 2 laps in a row, but yeah, it's interesting. This track is interesting. I've never kind of really liked Brands Hatch, but I've somehow pulled 2 wins out of my butt. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you've been very strong here at Brands Hatch, and you yourself just don't know how you become strong, because it's not your favourite track. But yeah, 2 victories from you. It's I guess it's in a way you just seem to bond with it. I don't know how.
Don't ask me how, because I don't have an answer.
Just tickling the grass there on the exit of Sheen Curve, and then come through to Sterling's and see what lap time he gets running onto that grass. There's not a victim hour there, but as he comes through Clark Curve, let's see what his official lap time is. Will he actually be able to? He'll be able to go faster than person from what we saw. Was it 26? Was it during the race? At 27.8. So not bad there.
Terrible that line through there in this car. Yeah, but it's red,
yeah.
So it's a Honda.
Exactly. So here we are, we're about to approach the feature race for the final time, DJ. All gloves are off, and it's all about pride. It's all about getting the victory for the last round, for the last race of Trackstars Formula 3. Who have you got your monopoly money on to take out this feature race?
I would put it on Purdon, but Liam's having a good race, so I've got to support my fellow driver, and I'll whip it on Liam. You know, we might have a bit of an underdog whip up here. Might get a good start. So we'll see what happens with this one. But yeah, we're about to go green, so stand by with this one, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll wait and see on who can take out this one.
So for the final time at Trackstars Formula 3, the feature race is about to go. We are going to go very shortly, and we are underway. Lights out, green flag racing for the last time here at Trackstars Formula 3. Person gets launched there, and Liam has come through, as you called it, DJ. Oh, a bit of barging there between himself and Carter. But Carter goes onto the gravel trap, and that's going to be 15 laps of misery on his end. Unfortunately, he's going to have to really find his way through, but we'll wait and see what happened between the restart there. But Liam has dropped down to 2nd place. Griffin has actually come up through to 1st, and we actually got our replay right now. Oh, he turned in for the corner, but I think he got a little bit of snap oversteer on the rear end of his Red Bull Junior there.
Yeah, look at this. Griffin's come through. He's fired through the field, and he's like, boys, I'm going to take P2 off you. Give me a go at Purdon and let me see what I can do. But But yeah, so
There you go. So now we've just got an official word there that Liam was at fault. He did apologise for it. And yeah, unfortunately, obviously, he might be going into the stewards' room later on this evening, but we'll find out shortly. But he's still putting on the pressure no matter what. He's got some pace. He's got some pace to burn. Think about an inside move there through Sheet. That's unheard of, and that's very ballsy if you get it wrong. But Griffin's still coming up into P2. Lehman's going around the outside, trying to think of an outside move there, but also a man that's coming into contention. Hedges comes through the P3 after starting in P6. Great move there by Hedges. Gator just runs off onto the grass, and Hedges comes through and says, thank you very much. I'll pass you before even Clark Curves exists. And now he's going to be putting some pressure on Griffin, but Liam's come through again.
Oh, it's bad.
And he's going for a switchback move there. We've got some great racing here between the podium contenders here. Even Griffin's starting to close up on Burton here on this last race. It's incredible, the racing that we've got here. And we see, actually now we can actually see Carter is actually coming through on the exit of Druids. And the Hedges is going a little bit wide there, just trying to get a little bit aggressive there on Liam's side there. So unfortunately that just dropped him down the order a bit. Same with Carter, so Liam might be a little bit maybe a little bit feisty in this feature race, but he is trying to go for the victory. But as we go through lap 2 and 15, Burton leads Griffin, who has come through very nicely from P5 to P2, so great start for Griffin after all the kerfuffle on the first lap. And then we have Liam in third, James sitting in fourth there. So again, just still not making any moves there. So there's a lot of opportunities have come through, but unfortunately for James, he hasn't taken any advantages at all.
No, he kind of hasn't. From what I've seen previously, I don't think he's not up to his speed at Grands, whether or not it's the car or him, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it looks like he's really struggling through the mysterious blind right-hander there. And obviously there is a 5.3 meters per second tailwind as well, so he might be getting on the brakes a little bit late too, and then we'll just carry him through the corner. But yeah, it's interesting to see. He's not kind of further on the field here, but Liam's really closed the gap there to Griffin. So the question is, will Liam push through a little bit further and get Griffin and maybe take the charge to Purdon, but maybe Purdon's a bit out of reach.
Griffin made a mistake going through Graven Hill Bend. It just ran onto that curving a little bit too wide there, and that gave Liam a good advantage, a good little switchback move there. Try to go around the outside of Surtees, but it's a little bit tricky. Griffin blocked the inside there, but they are really battling it out, these two. And they're not, and I will say in a way that Burton's actually not pulling away here, so he's actually going to be under attack by not just Liam, but by Griffin as well. So the two contenders that are battling it out for P2 could be soon battling it out for P1.
Yeah, Griffin ran a little bit.
As we're about to say, commentator's curse. And that is a strike of a commentator's curse there we've ever seen one. Griffin having such a good run, and yeah, this is a replay that he does not want to see. Just got on the throttle too early there, as we see through the telemetry that he's got. Very, very unlucky there. And that actually now promotes James up to P3. But I guess in a way, DJ, this is the battle that we wanted to see, and this is what you've got your monopoly money on Gator trying to pass Burton for P1 and try and get his first victory here in Trackstars 4v3. So what a way to end the season if you get your first victory here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be good if Liam could get a win, but we'll see on what comes at the end of lap 15. So he's kind of keeping Purdon at bay, but Purdon pulls out some sort of laps, but they're both on a purple lap. So they're definitely putting in some laps, and Liam's actually gapped James. Like James is 3.2 seconds back from Liam, and Purdon's 1.7 from Liam, but it looks like he lost a little bit of time there through that third sector on the run up the straight. So an interesting one, but never fear, one little mistake from Purdon and Liam can come through. And as I say that, Liam hits the grass there. Easy does it, mate. You've got the speed, just keep it on bay there. Saying that, Carter did at 127.3, so...
And he's come back through and he's overtaken Hedges for P5. So Hedges, unfortunately, his days just goes from bad to worse. He was looking up for a good potential there, fighting it out for P2 with Griffin and Lee, but unfortunately made a mistake on the exit of Graham Hill, and it just drops him down to P6. So again, not the race that we see Hedges. I believe that's going to be like twice in a row there. So he's just not really finding the late season pace that he had in the mid-season in Formula 3, whereas up there with his teammate as well. I believe Maggiore was probably one of his good performances. I think he was like on pole position on the last lap and was certain to be taking a victory in sprint and the feature. Unfortunately, just bad luck went his way.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I guess the old thing of you cop the bad stick for a little bit, and by the looks of it, Hedges is copping that bad stick. So someone might have a curse on him, but you know, it's probably not what he wants. But I guess that's all the joys of racing, really. So yeah, but we got
very tail happy there on the exit of Westfield. That was very close. That was a very good slide actually there, good catch there by Bird. But he's just driving the car so smooth, and you can just see, even with the throttle inputs that he's just putting in, the turn in, the early throttle that he's putting into the corners, because with these cars they have so much downforce and the car will stick, but unfortunately you do lose traction, as we saw with Griffin, who lost it at Sheen Curve. It just, a little bit too much at the wrong time, and you do pay the consequence. Didn't go purple there. He was actually must have made a mistake through Clark Curve. But as we see the orders, they still haven't changed a little bit, except for Carter making a move on Hedges, and now he's going to be looking to make a move on Griffin. Takes the wide line going through Paddock Hillband. There's just a really good slingshot there coming through the Druids on lap 6:15. Makes a move on Griffin, but Griffin's not going to give it up yet. He knows that both of them are not in title contentions or battling for positions in the championship. So it's just about the teammates just racing each other just for a bit of fun, DJ.
Yeah, a bit of fun, a bit of pride, saying, look at me, I beat you, and you beat me. So I think that's what these guys are really doing, because essentially the two title contenders are third, so 1.9, just over 2 seconds up the road. So yeah, these guys are all in it to play for it and see what points they can recover. But may have let Carter go there, but I'm not too sure what happened. Yeah, they were in a good fight. But yeah, we've got a WTC Racing 345. So
yeah, it was very good to see the representation from WTC Racing, who are actually the new entrants to Trackstars Racing Series as one of the main 7 teams in our Formula and Touring Car Championships. So it's great to see them expanding their Formula Trackstars to Formula 2 and as well as Formula 3 with some great drivers representing that brand. And Wade and Aussie Hypnotic have actually done a really good job bringing in drivers, and basically drivers that they've known for quite some time from their all GT Sport days and in their early championships, that they've got a good fan base, they've got themselves some great drivers, and they're here to race, they're here to play, and just show what they can do.
Yeah, so yeah, seeing all the drivers there, it's just a bunch of mates just bringing out and forming a team. I know that you're familiar with Slappers Bragging, right? So it was all Friday night races. We just send it till the race end. So he did have a couple of championships back when before they rebranded. So that was under WTCC, which I actually won one of those series, one of those championships. So yeah, they're just a good bunch of blokes, and yeah, they're all running together under WTC Racing now. So they've had a rebranding, which is good. So they're doing quite well for themselves actually. So far, we always see Ando and Wade up front, and then F2. We've got some of the F2 boys up front as well. So it's good to see.
Well, you have to remember as well as Von Duve is your current is your last season's F2, and as well I believe the touring car, the TC2 champion as well. So I believe he's. So I can't remember.
Which just the touring car is the Lunacy one.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's. So, yeah, he is.
I do remember that because I was staring at trophies for quite a while.
You just see a Formula 2 trophy, just like, who am I going to give this to?
Yeah.
No one, unfortunately. It's just a spare trophy for you. So you come very close to trophies and championships, so you can have those.
Oh,
A little bit of
don't
pride.
go there. Don't go there with coming close to championships. It's all to play for next weekend in F2. We got a battle for Curry in the lead. He's not out of it yet, but I'm also not out of it for P2. But Carter made a fantastic move on James there. That was outstanding. So, but yeah, so I'm not out of it yet with Burke, and we've got Kaiser in Tyler Mansell, Monahan in as well. So, mate, the battles are all over the place in F2, and as you said, Carter.
Just goes onto the grass there. He's going to lose that position to James there. And yeah, we'll talk about a little bit of the F2. There's only one more race to go. There's only one race, while these boys have 2 races to prove themselves as worthy contenders for Formula 3 Championship. And it's only one race and one battle pack. And it's all about who's going to come across the finish line at the end of the Saint-Croix Grand Prix.
Yeah, F2's got 1 round left. Formula Track Stars has 2, so the second last round tonight. But yeah, come next week it'll be the last round of the Formula Series. So it's been a really good season so far. I've been definitely impressed with all the drivers. We've not had anywhere near as many incidents as we've had, so that just shows that the drivers are getting a lot better, and that makes our life easier. It makes it fantastic racing.
Yeah, and I guess in a way you're kind of seeing, as we did see here, just go a little bit too wide on the grass there, just hard to pull the car up. But yeah, I have been seeing as well the standards that the drivers have been putting through it's been really strong. It's been really good, and I think with the low numbers of Formula 3 in its inaugural season in 2023, starting off the championship in fashion at Road Atlanta. Yeah, you do see some drivers that they did struggle just to get themselves familiar with these cars, as we did see with both Burton and Hedges really struggled in that early season. And we had drivers like Mark Dargan and Carter, Robinson, Koeman, who really got the ground running with these Red Bull juniors, and all of a sudden they're just unfortunately for themselves, they're not really in the picture anymore. They're not here anymore. Or we still have Carter joining us tonight. Unfortunately, we don't have Robinson and Koeman. But yeah, I mean, for a guy like for Burton, really struggling in the first few rounds, all of a sudden he just comes up with back-to-back clean sweeps, and he's looking at potentially another clean sweep victory. It'll be the 3rd for this in the Formula 3 Championship if Burton keeps it around the track in 5.5 laps time.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm just looking at his standings here and going to back through it. He got 225 at Road Atlanta, and then the USA Grand Prix 228. He got his first win in the Pacific Grand Prix. He got a back-to-back, so he went 2 on the trot there, and then he dropped as well.
Yeah.
Getting 252, and then after that he's had 4 outright wins. So he's going to be 4 on the trot, about to be 5. So we'll wait and see if he can get a 300-point round and make it 3. But yeah, if he didn't have an unfortunate race in Croatia, he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be his 8th win in a row. So
oh wow!
Yeah, he did get 252 at Croatia, and then obviously he did get tied for points in Spain with Carter. So that's probably the closest, I think, in points really. But other than that, he hasn't had a clean sweep other than those 2 rounds, but he has had round wins. So yeah, he's got theoretically he's had 4 285 so far, and then this will probably be the 5th in a row. So he's definitely put an outstanding performance in this season. But
what a season he's had in Formula 3. You just got to give your hats off to him. But yeah, go ahead.
And yeah, like if you put it really together, like we've got 14 drivers in the standing. So if those drivers would have come to the rest of the season, we would have had nearly a full lobby. But yeah, it's been a good showing. We've had a consistent 6 or 7 every week, so I'm definitely happy with that for the first season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely showing our viewers here tonight, and obviously we hope to show our viewers throughout the later seasons of Formula 2, Formula Track Stars, and then the beginning as we see, oh, Gator really struggling. I've noticed this trend a little bit. I'll get back to my point shortly, but Gator's actually dropped a lot of time. He was roughly about 2 seconds behind Person a few laps ago, and now he's into the double digits behind him, and he's now coming under pressure from James, who's held on still very nicely into P3, but Liam, again, struggling in this race, and he's still under a bit of a bubble here at the end of the first lap with a couple of incidents that he's been involved in, so he might be going to the stewards room at the end of this, but he's still holding on to P2. It'll be another podium if he has a clean nose at the end of Brands Hatch, and there'll be a great result for him, and some confidence, especially when it comes to the TS3 Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, well, obviously we have the touring cars around the corner. It's come around quite fast, actually, and my guess is that we will see some of these guys in the TS3 Championship. Obviously, Purden, if he does, he's obviously won this one. He isn't eligible for the TS3, so he will have to jump up to the big boys in TS2. So, yeah,
absolutely.
We've had some drivers as well. New drivers come on the block for Green Turismo. So maybe with all these new drivers that are in for Le Mans, we might see sign up for touring cars. But you know, the old thing, some people like formulas, don't like touring cars. Some people like touring cars, don't like formulas. So yeah, I think, you know, depending on from when I first joined in 2020, 2021, the season has probably, I reckon, doubled if not tripled in size. So,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, we were only running, I think when I joined it was like 6 or 7 entries in F2, but now we've got essentially a good day in 19, 20, 21. So yeah.
Absolutely, and you like you said, you've got your dedicated loyal fans that drive formulas, don't drive touring cars, and vice versa. And it's great to see. You know, like it's good to attract like different kinds of drivers, especially when they're coming in for a Formula Championship. They're just like, right, this is my time. And now with the introduction of the SF23s, Formula Track Stars is going to become bigger and better in 2024. And the Formula 2 boys, I'm not so sure what the regulations will be. Whether they get the full power, or they'll get or they might have to die down the power and wait. We'll wait and see as 2024 arrives. But Liam's actually on that last lap, he's been really struggling to get the car hooked, and you can see there on the exit of Drew, really struggling to get his car landed. He's just losing a bit of tyres. Maybe he's just not losing a bit of tyre temperature, getting a little bit cold. Just making a few little mistakes here and there, and just not being consistent as he was sprint race.
Yeah, he's squaring the left front a little bit more than what everyone else is. I think just in general his left side as well. So maybe he might be losing grip with those tyres, but I think maybe just a driver point of view as well. It is a little bit longer than the first race.
It is a long race, like the 15 lap around this track. It does feel like an eternity. And I give it to these guys that they're not ready to do the enduros, high speed rig, Bathurst or St. Croix 1500, but you know they're giving it a red hot go with 15 laps around here, and that's just determination for sure.
Well, we do have clarification. Thanks, Jarman, for that. All F3 drivers can stay in TS3 this year, so Burden doesn't have to do F2. But next year he will go up. So if he wants to contest that TS3 championship, we'll see him there. But if he feels like he can battle with the big boys in TS2, then go right ahead. But thanks for that clarification. I wasn't sure if it doubled it. But yeah, it's been a good season so far. But lap 14 to 15, about a lap and 3/4-ish roughly to go. Burden's put on a clinical performance here. He's out 13.7 seconds. So just consistent laps, and really that's all it kind of needs with the 26.5 too. So that's a blistering lap there from Burden.
Yeah, I think that's actually, well, it's not as fast as his qualifying. Actually, it might be on par with his qualifying lap time, 26.5. Or would he get a 26.6 on qualifying? We'll have to look back later on at the end of the stream, but you know, just the pace he's got, and he's just won with the track. He's only got about a couple more corners before he starts the final lap here in Track Stars Formula 3 for the feature race for the last time in Track Stars Formula 3. And much, like I say, it's always great to bring a brand new season in Track Stars Racing Series, and Formula 3 has definitely delivered in season 2023, and it'll be great to see. Hopefully we'll get to see these guys battle it out in TS3 in the old girls, in the Nissan, Lexus and Honda GT500. So hopefully we get to see our 6 drivers competing tonight in the TS3 touring cars, and we can't wait to see what battles will play out in Trackstars TS3. But for auditors, we're on the last lap. Griffin has really struggled after making that mistake at that exact same corner and the early stints of this feature race. He really just pushed the car a little bit too hard, and unfortunately for him, he's just right down the back in 6th and last place. Not the place he wants to be. Liam actually gone a personal best there, 27.3, so showing some late race pace there, and it just shows that he's could have been a contender for Purton's win. Unfortunately for him, he just got caught up in a few extra little battles that he didn't want to be a part of, and just sitting nicely in P2. James, we will talk about James before the conclusion of the stream here, but what a season he's had. He's had a really good display of performances. Been showing some really good heat, really good pace. Got a few wins as well, and he's just there. He's raced every single round as well, just like Purton. But for the last time through Clark Curve in this Trackstars Formula 3 Championship for the feature race for the final time, a flush of the headlights for Purton coming across onto Brabham Straight. Takes out the feature race here in Trackstars Formula 3 and we can now say Purton from MSR VL Racing is your Formula 3 champion in season 2023. So big congratulations to Purton and all the team in MSR VL Racing. Liam will come through to P2, taking a very nice podium, double podium for Liam. James gets his first podium in at Brands Hatch, with Carter unfortunately getting a little bit wide there through Paddock Hill, finishing in 4th, Hedges in 5th, and Griffin was contesting for P2, almost for P1, finishes in 6th and last place, unfortunately.
We got Jarman in the chat there. The It's Racing engineering philosophy must suit Brands Hatch well, because granted Carter finished P4, that gives Liam a P2 outright. So top job there, because he did get P2, P3, and Carter got P2, P4. So yeah, I think my It's Racing philosophies must have washed off on him, but yeah, big congrats there to Purton. Clinical performance there, absolutely fantastic. Didn't put a foot wrong, and yeah, he's done very well for himself, I think, this year.
Absolutely, and car 91 will turn into car 1 as we will look towards him. Definitely, absolutely for him, he'll definitely want to be celebrating that victory no matter what. And as he's just jumped out of the car, he's just celebrating with the team, with his engineers, having a great old time. Is Purton. He's doing so well, and he's just, I guess in a way, the season for him has just been absolutely fantastic. As you said, as you brought up, multiple victories, multiple podiums, multiple round wins, and this will be his 3rd clean sweep here in Trackstars Formula 3. Just utter domination from the driver in car 91 in a Purton from MSR VL Racing. And I will say as well, I'll definitely give credits where all credit is due to James, the worthy contender to Purton's championship. Almost getting it right down towards the end. Got himself a clean sweep victory, a clean sweep round back at Dragon Trail Seaside. But I think once Purton knew that he got that clean sweep, it was just heads down. But James didn't give up. He gave the fight to Purton throughout the whole season here in Trackstars Formula 3. But unfortunately, it was just too little too late, and it has to settle for P2 overall.
Yeah, definitely. James took it to him, but I think a couple of unfortunate performances there really kind of maybe hindered him there. But yeah, solid performance there. They took it to the end, and from the start, round 1 to round 10 now, they've done really well. 10 rounds might be pretty long for these guys, but yeah, they've done quite a good job so far. So yeah, big ups to Purton on getting the win and the championship. So you'll be getting a trophy at the end of the year. If not, it'll be early next year. So that'll be coming your way. And then James as well.
And as we could just see in the background there, Purton really celebrating the style onto the grass at Druids. It's fantastic to see. And he's just, and he absolutely deserves it. He's struggled a lot this year. I guess as well, you could say in the early phases, he actually did struggle with net connection. So he was a little bit of a thorn to some of the drivers with his net code, and not many drivers were happy with that. Just really just giving him the heads down, just saying your net's no good. We don't fix it up so you can race with us later on. Got it all fixed. He's good to go, and with his stable connection and his pure pace that he's got, just it's absolutely phenomenal. And he's just really lighting up those tyres there. And, I do see on the side there, the team has actually come through very quickly, swapped the 91 for the one there, so that's fantastic. So great work. The team has some great engineers, and just straight away the designer just said, let's just throw a number one on it. Why not? You deserve it.
That was already done. I could feel it. You little sneaky bugger. But yeah, no, the team's done well as well. Victory donuts. It's got to be. It has to be. You just got to do the donuts. It's just how we celebrate. I don't know what it is, but Australians and donuts and celebrating wins. It's just like spaghetti and meatballs, but maybe not on the sand.
You do lose all that momentum there. But yeah, as his wife has come through onto the chat there celebrating, and they're gonna have a great night tonight, popping the champagne in the virtual world and hopefully in the real world. So maybe Purden will get himself maybe a bit of dose of luck tonight. So we'll wait and see what happens to him.
Drink
But as we're about to
responsibly, kids, and only if you're over 18. Disclaimer.
Absolutely right. Well, good plug there. But as we draw a conclusion to the Formula 3 Trackstars Formula 3, we will give out our driver of the day for the last time in Formula 3. And I'm not sure. Well, maybe you might have a different opinion, but it might not be who you think if you're thinking from a team manager's point of view. But I'm actually going to have to give this to Liam. He's actually really put on a great round, and if that's the pace that he can bring in Trackstars touring cars in the third division, we got to keep our eyes out on him, because that drive at Brands Hatch was definitely one of his best drives for sure. And the pace that he had could have been challenging Purden in the feature race. Unfortunately, got caught up in a few little incidents here and there. He might be looking getting sent to the steward's room, but we'll wait and see later on this evening. But for me, he is a worthy driver of the day here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Liam there from the It's Racing. Not, yeah, as you said, not from a team point of view, but yeah, he's put in a stellar performance, getting P3. He was pretty quick too overall. So yeah, it's done well there. And we'll wait and see. But yeah, big congrats to everyone. Driver of the day as well from myself goes to Liam. So Spud voted for Liam. I voted for Liam. We'll definitely be awarding that to him, and I've just congratulated him in the It's Racing Discord. Yeah, that was definitely probably his best performance of the season so far, and I'm definitely proud, and I know Jarman will be too, because that's definitely what he wants to see, and just improvement too. So he's done well, but that there, my friend, that is the Trackstars Formula 3 season over, and wow, all done.
Yeah, well, all done for Formula 3. So it's been a bit sad, because it's been a great championship no matter what, and we've from a star-studded lineup through the headlines that we had was Mark Dargan dropping from Formula 2 to Formula 3. We thought he was going to be bringing all the domination in Formula 3. It would be a one-way title fight for himself and Carter, with Carter actually bringing in some early form as well. But unfortunately, a couple of slip-ups from Dargan, getting only 2 victories, both in the sprint race in the early stages, and unfortunately for him, pulled his entry due to some real-world commitments. So very unlucky for him to not feature throughout the rest of the Formula 3 Championship. And it was all looking towards Carter versus Robinson versus James, and then what do you know? It just came out of nowhere from the Pacific Grand Prix onwards. Purton just coming through and putting himself a great display of performances, clean, consistent racing, wins, podiums, round wins, and to top it off now in 2023, a Formula 3 title.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a great season so far, and as always, I know that you're very thankful to be in the combox as well as myself. But no, it's been good from everyone. So until then, we thank you all the drivers, and thanks everyone for joining in. We know we did peak at some pretty solid numbers there that was watching in. But yeah, as I said, thanks everyone for joining in, and you'll catch me in just under an hour for the Formula Track Stars. The question is, can we see Mr. Pat Trappett get another win, or will we have a different winner? Unfortunately, there were some penalties handed out last race, and he ended up managing to luckily get himself a win at Spa. So we do have some drivers chopping and changing, but I'll announce all that later in the coverage. But until then, thank you all for joining us from Nick Patasso and Spud P666 and myself, Ryan Palmer, in Disappointed, or as Spud used to call me, DJ Essex Pointed. We thank you for joining, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is our Formula 3 season done and dusted, and we shall catch you